Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
So learning Chinese, the most difficult thing.
非常非常非常非常非常难
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for
The
us.
grammar.
知吃思吃都还难
It's just complicated so much.
Only because you're not learning it in the right way. Why not try Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei, and joining me today is Tony Reed.
Fei Fei, what's going on? And hello to all of our listeners. Hope you guys are here to take away some Chinese like I am.
Yeah, Tony, when approaching a big holiday, a major festival like the Chinese New Year, one of my biggest headaches is meeting with my big family.
Headaches, huh?
Yeah, because I have I don't have an exact number, but at least have about 30 to 40 extended family members in my father's hometown. And I have to address them properly. Or at the end, on my mother's side, in Chinese, they're all different. And I only met them once or twice for a year. And every time, I don't want to insult them by, not knowing how to calling them properly. But
they probably feel the same way about you, though, to be honest.
Surprisingly, they know my name. They know, I'm married, I had a daughter, but I just can't keep track with their life as they do. So I feel bad sometimes about, not even knowing how to address them properly.
I'm not even sure there are titles in the English language. Of course, we all know uncles and aunts and cousins and grandparents, and, we know these terms, but yeah, sometimes it can get a bit complicated when you have a grandfather who has brothers and sisters and then they have kids. I mean, is it okay, are we cousins?
Yeah.
And so we just call them, I think in most cases, we just call them extended cousins or something like that. So yeah, but it can be a little bit complicated.
Yeah, and especially in Chinese, we have different ways of calling them between my mother's side of relatives and my father's side of relatives. They're completely different. There is not like in English, we can just call them cousin. And that covers about a whole bunch of people in that extended family. But we have 表哥 or 堂哥. And, sometimes you just have to figure it out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that sounds really complicated. So this is what we're learning today, huh?
Yes, and hopefully we can at least take away some of the names in your extended family.
All right.
And first of all, of course, we have a small dialogue prepared.
在离家这么远的地方工作，你会想家吗？
有时候会的，特别是过节或者生病的时候。
我也是，我常常会想念妈妈做的饭。
我也特别想吃我奶奶亲手包的饺子。
一说到饺子，我就想起了我哥，他总是笨手笨脚的，会把包饺子的面粉撒一地。
在我们家，我妹妹是那个最不会包饺子的人了。
So Tony, in this dialogue, we have some simple ones to address our relatives like 奶奶、哥哥 and 妹妹。
Okay. Is this a Mei Mei a sister?
Yeah, a little sister.
And a Nai Nai is a grandmother?
Grandmother on your father's side.
On your father's side?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
So let's break it down sentence by sentence first.
Okay.
在离家这么远的地方工作，你会想家吗？
So this is, do you feel homesick working so far away from home? So 在, I think this is a preposition for in or at. Li, I think that's away.
Yeah.
And then 家 is home. 这么, is this like this?
Yeah, or so.
Okay.
It's like an amplifier.
Oh, okay. Yuan de, I think this is far.
Yes.
Right? 地方, this is place. And then 工作 is work. Why is 地方 and 工作 together here?
工作 is like the verb here. And
okay.
we have a really long adjective, 离家这么远 for 地方, place.
Okay, so far away place. And then 你会, so you will. 想. 想. This is an interesting word because I sometimes see this as like or I want, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
And sometimes it's miss.
Yes,
So-
in this case it's miss.
Right.
It's a shorter form for different longer words. For example, when you are trying to say I want something, I want to eat something, it's 我想吃.
Right.
But that 想 is actually a shorter form for 想要.
想要.
Yeah, 我想要吃, which is I want to eat
Interesting.
something.
We can also say 我要吃 as
Yeah,
well, right?
of course. Yes, of course. And but here, this 想 is actually a shorter form for words like 想念,
想念.
which is miss.
Okay.
So 想家 miss home.
念. This is another way of saying year, right?
No, that's 年, the second tone. 念, the fourth tone, is another way of saying miss, thinking of somebody or something.
All right. So yeah, 你会, you will, 想, miss, 家, home, and then 吗 is the question.
Yes, exactly. And then we have 有时候会的，特别是过节或者生病的时候。
This is sometimes, especially during holidays or when I'm sick. So 有时候, I think this is sometimes.
Yeah.
会的, and then I think this is like will or I will.
Yeah, yes.
So sometimes I will.
Yes, it's like in answer to the question above.
Yeah. And then 特别, I think this is particularly or especially. 是国节. I think 国节, I think this is like festival or holiday, right?
Yes, yes.
And then 或者,
或者,
或者, this is or.
yeah.
生病的时候. So 生病 is sick. The 时候 is when. So when I'm sick.
Yes, exactly. And then 我也是.
我也是, this is easy. This just means me too.
Yeah.
Was I, and then yeah is like also.
Yes.
And 是 is. So
我常常会想念妈妈做的饭.
this is I miss my mom's cooking. 我 is I. 常常, I think this is a double adjective. Is this in a time reference of some sort?
Yes, it means often.
Okay.
常常, often.
Okay, so 常常 I often. 会, this is like will. 想念, oh, this is the miss that you were explaining earlier.
Yes.
Mama's mom. 做的饭. So 饭 is normally like cooking, yeah?
Fun is like a meals, dinner, or food.
Okay, and then 做的 is like to do or to make, right?
Yes, the meals or the food my mom makes. The next one is 我也特别想吃我奶奶亲手包的饺子.
This is, I also really miss my grandma's dumplings. So 我也, so this is I also. 特别, this is particularly or especially. 想 is miss. 吃 is eat. And then 我 is I or my. 奶奶, so this is grandma. And then 亲手包的饺子. So I know 饺子 is dumpling, but 亲手.
亲手 means handling that matter personally. The dumplings that the grandma is making by herself, not by other people. 亲手 meaning this, personally or making it or handling it personally. And 奶奶, of course, is the grandma on my father's side.
Okay, on the
奶奶.
father's side. Okay.
Yeah. And then 一说到饺子，我就想起了我哥.
This is, speaking of dumplings, I'm thinking of my brother. Yeah? So, 一说到饺子, right? So 一说到, I think this is speaking of something, right? And then 饺子 is the dumplings. 我爱就想 so here, this 想, I think this is thinking, right?
Yes, 想起了 is thinking of, started to think of.
Okay, and is this the same character as the miss and
Yes.
the want?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's a very versatile verb.
Okay, so what is the 就 in front of it?
It doesn't really carry a meaning, but it actually can be understood together with the 一 in the beginning of the sentence. 一 something, 就 something else. And it's in more complex clause forms for once something happened, another thing followed.
Okay, so 我就想, and then we have 去了我哥. So I think 哥 is brother, right?
Yes, it's actually the elder brother. 哥哥.
哥哥, right. I'm not clear on the 去了我. So 我哥 is my brother.
起了 is actually following the verb 想起了. It means start to think of 想起了.
Okay.
And then 他总是笨手笨脚的，会把包饺子的面粉撒一地。
And this one is saying he was always so clumsy and would scatter flour all over the floor when making dumplings, right?
Yes.
So, he 总是 is this always?
Yes, exactly.
All right.
总是
笨手, I think this is an expression. So, 笨手笨脚的.
Yes, yes.
So this is means clumsy.
Yeah. 笨, we have two 笨 here. The 笨 here actually means silly or stupid or not really good at something. And 手, hands, 脚, feet. So 笨手笨脚 is sort of describing somebody who is really clumsy in their movements and their actions and always make small mistakes.
What does bun mean? Like
Silly.
Literally.
Silly or stupid.
So silly or stupid hands, silly or stupid feet.
So you can tell from this expression that this person is not really good at something.
I like that one. That one's funny. Okay, so 他总是笨手笨脚的. Okay, silly hands and feet. 会 is this will?
Yeah, or would.
Okay. 把包饺子. I'm assuming this 把包 is a way of, is this like to scatter something or?
I think the 把 here is actually should be followed with the verb 撒 after the 饺子.
Okay.
把 something is normally following a verb afterwards and is sort of describing the verb here. So it doesn't really carry any meaning, the word 把.
Okay. So 包 is this wrap? And then 饺子 is the dumpling, and then the 面粉, I would assume that that is the flour.
Yes.
Normally, when you have the word 粉, it means something that's grinded up, right?
It's powder.
It's a powder of some sort. And then 撒一地, I think that's the scatter on the floor, right?
撒 is the scatter, and 一地 is like all over the floor. And then 在我们家，我妹妹是那个最不会包饺子的人了。
So this is in our family. My sister is the worst at making dumplings. Wow. Okay, so 在我们家. So 在 is like at or in. 我们 is our. And then 家 is home, right?
Yeah.
It says in our family, so 家人 is family, right?
Well, I think in Chinese, 家 can mean both family and home. It can mean the place that you call home. It can also mean your family members.
Okay.
Everybody in that family.
All right. So 在我们家,我妹妹, so my sister, 是, I believe this is.
Yes.
那个
Is that?
that 最 I think that's most 不会 不会 means can't or
Not capable of.
not capable of. Okay. Bao, I think this is wrap. And then 饺子 is dumplings. 的人了, so she's a type of person that cannot wrap 包子.
饺子.
Oh, 饺子.
Yes. She's the person that's worst and 包饺子. And 妹妹 is the younger sister in the family. 妹妹.
What's the older sister?
姐姐.
姐姐. Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole dialogue. Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah, let's do it.
Which one do you want to start with?
I guess I will start.
Okay.
在离家这么远的地方工作，你会想家吗？
有时候会的，特别是过节或者生病的时候。
我也是，我常常会想念妈妈做的饭。
我也特别想吃我奶奶亲手包的饺子。
一说到饺子，我就想起了我哥，他总是笨手笨脚的，会把包饺子的面粉踩里。
在我们家，我妹妹是那个最不会包饺子的人了。You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Fei Fei and Tony Reid. We'd love to hear from you. Send us your thoughts via email to learnchinese@cri.com.cn. And for more fun Chinese learning, you can also follow us on Facebook by searching Learn Chinese to watch many fun videos and live streams. And coming up next, let's learn about the big network of Chinese family and how to address them properly. 见亲戚要怎么称呼? Don't go away, so you'll take some Chinese away. Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei, joined by Tony Reid. So Tony, family members is our topic today.
Right.
家庭成员. And there are tons of different ways of address your family members. But first of all, I think I want to go through some language tips in the dialogue that we just went through.
Right.
First of all is 这么. It's kind of an easy one.
这 is normally indicating something that's in front of you, right? So like this. So 这么.
这么 is kind of an amplifier for it normally followed with an adjective. So 这么 and 那么 means actually so English.
So?
They're kind of interchangeable in most cases. 这么 or 那么.
Okay. So 这么热.
Yes, it's so hot. This hot. You can also say 那么热. That hot. It also makes sense.
Okay.
So this is an easy one. And then we have the one that I think you struggled a little bit with is 一 something 就. In the dialogue, it's 一说到饺子，我就想起了我哥. It means once something happened, and then another thing would follow. So once speaking of 饺子 or dumplings, I started to think of my brother.
Okay, kind of a set phrase here.
Yes.
And what is that again?
一 something 就. For example, 我一下课就要去吃午饭. I'm going to have lunch once the class is over.
Got it. See, we have another one here. 妈妈一到家就去做饭了. It sounds like this one is when mom arrives, then here it looks like it's saying go make food.
Yes.
I think I'll have to practice that a little bit more. I mean, I think I understand the function of 一 and 就.
But the subjects can be tricky.
Yeah.
Then let's move on to the topic of today's episode, family members in Chinese.
All right.
We went through 3 actually in the dialogue. 奶奶, grandmother on the father's side. 哥哥, older brother. 妹妹, younger sister. But we have a bunch of others more. For example, the opposite of 哥哥 is actually 弟弟.
The opposite of 哥哥, so the younger brother.
弟弟 is the younger brother.
Oh, okay. So that's the car hailing app that I use
Oh,
here in China.
that's 弟弟 is the first tone. 弟弟 is the fourth tone.
Oh. I always see it as like younger brother or something.
Then 姐姐 is the older sister, together with 妹妹, the younger sister.
Your sister, 姐姐妹妹.
So
All right.
I remember you have sisters.
Yeah. 我有you can't say 哥 for people, can
Yeah,
you?
yeah, of course.
You
我有一个姐姐.
Oh, you
I
can.
have a sister.
我有一个姐姐和7个妹妹.
7 younger sisters. Wow, that's a big family. So you have 一个姐姐和7个妹妹.
Right.
So in English, that's 8 sisters.
Yeah.
But in Chinese, you have to be specific. Like how many older sisters you have and how many younger sisters you have. 我有一个姐姐和7个妹妹.
Okay.
It's very difficult to put them together in Chinese.
Wow.
But for me, I'm the only child in my family. I don't really have a sister or brothers. But
I don't see half brother or sister on this list. Is this included in Chinese? Do you consider someone a half brother?
no, I don't have like sisters and brothers in my nuclear family, you know, my mom and dad. But I spend a lot of time with my cousins growing up. And I also call them 哥哥姐姐妹妹弟弟.
Okay.
But actually they are cousins.
Cousins.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I find that a lot of my friends here, they consider their cousins like a brother
Yes.
or a sister.
Yes.
But in our culture, it's just you're a cousin.
They're different.
Yeah.
They're cousins. You have one word for them. They're
Right.
cousins. But we have like 4 different ways to address them as well. For example, for the cousin who is older than you and he's a male, he's 表哥.
表哥.
And for the cousin who is older than you, but she's a female, that's 表姐.
表姐.
So you put a 表 in front of the sisters and brothers, and that means the cousins.
Interesting. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, what about a half brother or sister?
What do you mean by half brother?
I don't think that it's included. You don't consider this person as a family member. For example, like if your father and your mother separated and your father went and started a family elsewhere, technically that is you share blood with that.
But you have, like, for example, you have the same father but different mothers.
Right.
For example, the stepmom, that's 继母.
继母.
But when addressing the siblings, I don't think
Right, there's no term
you just
for
call
it.
them 姐姐 or 妹妹.
Maybe it depends on the person, right? Some people accept this person as a sibling and then
Yeah.
some people don't.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So,
of course.
Yeah.
But we don't have like a different name for them, thankfully. We have enough in the list already.
Yeah, I think so. I sing Baba Mama, which is mom and dad. 哥哥姐姐. This is elder brother and sister. Didi Mei Mei, younger brother and sister. Yeah, Nai Nai. This is grandpa and grandma on father's side.
Yes.
外公 or 老爷. This is grandpa on mom's side. And then 外婆, lao, grandmother on the mom's side. Lao, is this okay? Because it looks like old.
It's okay. It's actually the northern way of addressing your grandparents on your mother's side. 老爷 is the grandpa. 姥姥 is the grandma. Or you can call 外公 or 外婆.
Okay. I've heard 叔叔.
叔叔.
Yeah, 叔叔. I've heard this before.
叔叔. Well, there are 2 meanings with 叔叔actually. It can be addressing any elder male that you come across in your life. You can address somebody, a stranger on the street, as 叔叔. You don't know his name. You don't really know him. But
he's older than
calling him 叔叔 would be polite. And it also means the uncle who is your father's younger brother, 叔叔.
Okay.
I think the more confusing part when addressing your uncle is for most people, you don't have one uncle, you have more than one uncle. And some of them, for example, my father has 3 younger brothers. And I would address them differently by 二叔, 三叔, 四叔.
Oh my goodness.
Is the second uncle, the third uncle, 三叔, and the fourth uncle, 四叔, according to their age. Do you see the struggle here?
Yeah, sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. And what makes things worse is that your grandpa will also have brothers and sisters. You will also have to address them this way. For example, your grandpa's younger brother, you will call him, for example, 三爷, the third grandpa. And the third grandpa also has his children. They are also your uncle and your aunts.
Wow.
And you see why I struggle every time I see these big extended family members and they sort of assume you should know how to address them.
Why don't you just have a meeting for dinner and just say, look, I don't know who you guys are. I'm just going to call you Susu and Ai.
That's unacceptable for them.
Then I'm not coming to these meetings.
And so
if you want to see me, you're going to be called Shushu.
So I will be following my parents when going back hometown and secretly, really asking my mom, how should I address her? How should I address him?
That's too much
And my
work.
mom surprisingly knows everybody, even though they met only once or twice a year. By having a big family, you can have more people care about you, who can help you. But first of all, you need to know how to address them.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess so.
And that brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei with Tony Reid here in the studio. For more episodes of the show, you can visit our website at radio.cgtn.com and go to the column podcast. You can listen to the show and read the script there.
Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and much more. Just search for Takeaway Chinese, and don't forget to leave your comments, questions, and ratings.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
再见。